I walked into the sleek office on my first day, heart pounding with excitement and ambition. This was the company I had helped fund, unknowingly controlling 72% of it. The CEO's son, arrogant and self-assured, barely looked at me before saying, "You're fired. We don't need you here." I froze. Fired. On day one, my mind raced. I had invested my life, my money, my faith in this company, and this spoiled brat had dismissed me without a second thought. He smirked, oblivious to the storm he had just ignited. I left the office silently, every step heavy with humiliation and anger. But deep inside, I knew this wasn't the end. This was just the beginning. At home, I pored over the company documents I had access to. My hands trembled as I realized the truth. I was the majority shareholder. I controlled 72% of the company's stock. Anger and disbelief collided. How could he treat me this way, not knowing he had no power over me without my shares? I made a vow to myself. I would not let arrogance and ignorance humiliate me again. There was a way to reclaim what was mine, and it had to be precise, silent, and unstoppable. The fire inside me was no longer anger, it was strategy. Weeks passed. I started quietly buying back shares, gaining influence without anyone noticing. Employees whispered about changes in leadership, but no one suspected me. Meanwhile, the CEO's son continued to flaunt his position, unaware that the ground beneath him was shifting. One night, as I looked at the city lights from my apartment, I realized revenge wasn't about cruelty. It was about justice, about showing him that respect and power are earned, not inherited. The day came when I called a board meeting. The room was filled with shocked faces, my name on the agenda as the majority shareholder, the one with the authority to make executive decisions. The CEO's son walked in, confident, but his smirk faltered as he saw the documents I laid on the table. "I own 72% of this company," I said calmly, looking directly at him. "And today, I decide the future." The room was silent. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. For the first time, he understood the weight of his arrogance. I didn't yell. I didn't humiliate him publicly. I let the law, the facts, and my determination speak for themselves. Months passed, and the company flourished under my leadership. Employees thrived, profits soared, and respect was restored. The CEO's son, once a symbol of entitlement, had to confront his mistakes. He came to me one evening, humility in his eyes. "I underestimated you," he said quietly. "I see now how wrong I was." I nodded, not with anger, but with compassion. It's not about winning over someone's ego. It's about integrity, responsibility, and vision. Learn from this. For the first time, he listened. And that, more than revenge, was the victory I sought. Years later, the company became a symbol of innovation, honesty, and fairness. The CEO's son grew into a leader himself, guided by the lessons he learned. In me, I never sought revenge for personal satisfaction. My triumph was in reclaiming what was mine, proving that power earned with strategy and patience is far stronger than any inherited title. Every time I walk into the office, I remember that day, the day I was fired, and I smile. It wasn't just about 72% ownership. It was about respect, justice, and the strength to rise above arrogance. And the lesson stayed with everyone who watched. Never underestimate the one you try to dismiss.